Sally, anything you'd like to bring up today?
Thank you, Sarah. It's not for today, but I will listen and see if anything I wish to ask during the day. I will. Thank you so much. Yeah.
At the end of the discussion a couple of weeks ago, Maeve, I don't think she's here yet, but she was talking about the bushfires in Victoria, where we're going to tomorrow, and there are more fire alerts, and she was talking about the situation and her respect for the firefighters and so on. And she talked for quite a while. And Jan's comment at the end was, all our dhammas. We think about this or that situation, this or that place, and the different dramas around the world. But they're just different dhammas. But because of the thinking, we think that they are real situations, real people, and so on. But just like now, whatever arises and falls away are just dhammas. So whatever we hear on the news, whatever we read about, they're just different dhammas. But we are lost in the stories, convinced that they are real. Even now, what is seen is just visible object, just different dhammas arising and passing away. The world is always just at this moment. It was good to remember. And just at the end of the discussion last week, Ajahn was repeating again that all the dhammas are experienced in darkness apart from visible object, light. It seems light all the time now because it's not yet night time. But actually the light is just experienced for a moment when visible object is seen. All the other dhammas arise in darkness. So it gives an idea of just how much ignorance there is even now. So little is understood. Glad to see you again, Susan, and looking forward to seeing you in Melbourne very soon, to meeting you and other friends we haven't met before. Is there anything you would like to bring up today? Anything you've heard that you found interesting or helpful?
What, anywhere at all?
Any Zoom or anywhere at all, yes.
I think I'm going to beg your kindness to have a little bit of I've been out today. Some of the friends that you will meet, if you haven't met them already online, I'm not sure. I've been to their house we have a Saturday sort of group meeting, group get together for sitting meditation and some slow walking meditation and some Dhamma sharing, reading a sutra or something like that, and then some lunch. And it's a little bit far away. It's the other side. I'm in the east and it's in the west. So I've been traveling and I've been practicing with them, and what would I say? I suppose I could try and share something from that. Because one of the beautiful things is that through having Dharma friends of that sort, that you can spend time with for the purpose of practice regularly, and or whenever you've got a real need as well, is a very special thing. And we get a different sort of companionship entirely from Dharma friends like that than we get, you know, from our mum or a dad and our brother and sister sometimes, you know. We have a shared reality. So I was
Do you have anything to share from what was discussed between you or about the Dhamma, I mean?
let me think.
Do you remember the sutta or all the text that was?
Yes, I can tell you the sutta. It was a very short one from Anguttara Nikaya, the Book of Ones, chapter 3, I think. I have written that down in my notebook, but my notebook's not with me here. It's in another room. And it was called the something obsession. I've forgotten that first word, adjective. It was very short, but it's worth looking at. But it was, as they all are, but it was the point that the teacher drew out of that, which I thought was quite skillful, really, because it is very short. Was to be aware, very aware of the difference of all the conditions that need to be present for a particular what? Sorry, I'm really bad at finding words these days. Sometimes, often.
I think we can get the general gist that there are many conditions needed for each conditioned reality that arises.
For each conditioned reality, exactly. That's it. And specifically that no one of those conditions on its own has any sight of I in it. I is not there.
Right.
It's just a condition. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think
Will
that's,
do?
yes, I think that's the point too, because the obsessions, we had some friends who joined us at breakfast time, and we were talking about addictions and the obsession, the attachment, the strong attachment, which is an obsession or an addiction.
Yes.
It accumulates, it becomes the habit, the addiction, the clinging for what is seen, what is heard, for the idea of the other, the one that one's so attached to, what is found so desirable, is an obsession. And as you say, no I there, which comes back to the ideas of practice and practicing, because no I to do anything, of course, just seeing, hearing, thinking, but we think it's I that can practice, I that can do,
That's right.
calm the mind. And one of the friends at breakfast was saying, how can I stop that clinging? How can I stop that obsession? Can I go somewhere quiet? But the point is, nothing I can do, because these are just dharmas that arise by conditions. So it's, the path is all about understanding what is true now, not I trying to stop it, trying to change it, practicing to have more calm, because that is all the idea of I. That's accumulating more obsession, not less, when there's the idea of I changing or doing something. So it's interesting points.
Well, what I realize every time we talk about this sort of stuff is that it's really the hardest or the biggest challenge. I'm speaking very personally here, but I reckon I'm probably not unique in any way, you know. It's really this huge challenge to learn to separate, to drop the idea of I. And I think that in the West we have it perhaps even more strongly embedded in us, in the way we
Well,
speak.
I'm not.
Yes, the
Yeah.
ignorance is ignorance wherever. It's
Yeah, there is, but some languages, like I know in Indonesian language, for example, I is not used anywhere near as often as it is in English, because culturally they try to draw attention away from themselves, not to themselves. So it's not due to any desire for them to be good practitioners. It's just a
But I think we
cultural.
can draw a distinction between drawing attention to oneself or not and holding a belief in the existence of a
Yes,
self.
of course,
So,
of course.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the other point quick comment I was going to make was that I think in the suttas, the Buddha, in terms of awareness and understanding, spoke mostly of the awareness and understanding of the conditioned realities themselves rather than the conditions that are in force, because these are actually can only be directly known by more highly developed awareness and understanding, whereas when awareness and understanding is developing, it will be, generally speaking, the conditioned realities themselves which are the object and not the particular conditions that apply. But it's useful to hear about the various different conditions that apply, because that information can help support, just at a conceptual level, the idea that, yes, it's possible for things to happen without there being a controlling self. But the final comment I make is that, can the idea of self be dropped, or can it only be subsumed by the development of awareness and understanding itself?
Can the idea of I
Yes.
be?
Well, the idea of self. The idea of I.
Yeah, the idea of self. Yeah.
Is not quite the same as the idea of self.
Well, it's just a word we use to represent the self, isn't it?
We do, generally speaking, talk about it in the same way, but to be particular, the wrong view is wrong view of self.
Yeah.
The use of personal pronouns is not necessarily indicative of wrong view.
No.
So to be precise, we are talking about the wrong view, the mental factor of wrong view, which includes wrong view of self.
Yep.
Yeah. So that cannot be dropped by exercise of will. However, as understanding is developed, understanding of conditioned realities is developed, it directly negates, if you like, the idea of a controlling self, because it sees the conditioned nature of different realities, and it sees them as anatta.
Yep.
Yes, I was going to make a similar point, that when, like our friend at breakfast suggested, having less attachment or stopping the attachment to arise, it's a little similar to the idea of dropping the idea of I. Behind it is the idea of something to be done, or I doing something, rather than just understanding dhammas as dhammas.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, seeing now as seeing, hearing now as hearing, sound, just that which is heard, not I dropping the self, but just understanding the sound as just sound.
Yes.
Let's see if Jan, I'm sure Jan would like to join in the discussion and add more. Jan?
Is there any interest to understand what is there now? Or thinking about other things, what is not there right now? See, there is now, this moment, is there any interest to understand the truth of this moment? Rather than thinking about the other moment, which is not there now yet. What can be understood? What can be realized? If there's no understanding of what is there right now, as it is, can there be the understanding of other things not now? In the future? Impossible. So there can be a little more understanding of the truth of what is there right now to understand the other moment exactly the same. What is made by the same is there real, is conditioned to be there just in a moment and gone instantly. Otherwise, there can never be the next moment. Is that right? And what is there is not attended yet. Just talk about it. But the nature, the characteristic, the truth of it, unknown. If you just keep on talking about the situation and the conditions and on without attending to the truth of what is there now as it is. This is the beginning to be true to the truth. Otherwise, there will never be the understanding of the truth of what is there. Is that right? Is it true? That's why we can talk about understanding what is there by hearing, considering, attending to the reality, to the characteristic of what is there as it is. So, can we say what is there now? In order to really understand the truth of what is there in a moment, in each moment, in life, from life to life. So, what is there now? What is real now? To be true to what is there right now. Otherwise, why does anyone think about meditation? Thinking about not now. No understanding of what is there now. So the point of meditation is no understanding of this very moment. And if there's no understanding of the truth of this moment, what about the next moment? Is it true? Is it just right now? Or a little difference by condition? Each moment can be studied, can be learned to understand the truth of it because it's so real as it is appearing right now. So, shall we talk about what is there now to have more understanding of the truth of it in order to understand the other moment? What is there each moment when it's now? So now, previous moment is not now. And this moment, what is there? See, what is there? No matter we talk about what, is it there right now at all? Talking about life, attachment, idea, understanding, ignorance, are they not now? Each now, from moment to moment. It's so true. It's not just thinking. but the nature, the reality of different realities appear at different moments. So there can be the understanding of the truth of each moment, the moment of attachment. Attachment can be understood because it's there to be learned, the nature of it. At moment of aversion, it's time to understand what is there. So now it's time to understand what is there. Otherwise, it's just thinking about it. Only the idea about it, only the situation of it from moment to moment, but no understanding of the truth of each moment, one moment at a time. So, what is there now? This is the answer from any moment when there is the understanding of what is there now. So, shall we begin again? Not to neglect this moment, just let it go on without any understanding, as usual. Or there can be the understanding of the truth of each moment, because there is the truth of each moment, but it cannot be known if there's no attention, no interest to understand it. Right now, no interest to understand it, or there is interest in understanding what is there, beginning to learn to be true to this very moment. What is there? Not just talk about it. So, what is there now? Be true to the moment of what is there right now. And we can talk about that because if we don't talk about, how can there be the understanding of it which is there now? So now, what shall we talk about? What is there now? It's there. It's there. What is it? Is it far away, or is it so very close? So close. Nothing is as close as what is there now. Is it true?
Chan, you say it's there, but clearly there's no interest to understand. You keep reminding us about seeing. Seeing is there, but no interest to understand. So it shows the lack of understanding, or the understanding is very weak.
ครับท่านอาจารย์ครับคุณโรเบิร์ต would like to speak or something.
Please.
I was just waiting, Pete, because I think, and Sukin, I think Ajahn was asking Susan, so I think she would just like to hear Susan's response and finish this discussion first, so one at a time. Susan, would you like to?
I don't. At the moment, it's not a matter of not being interested. It's a matter of I don't necessarily feel competent, and I'm not willing. I'm not in it at the moment. Sorry.
I think Ajahn would just like, when she was asking what is there now, just any example of what is there now. So it may be confusion, or it may be doubt, or it may be seeing, but just any example of what is there now.
Well, certainly, I do get confused and overwhelmed when I'm feeling that I have to respond and have to respond correctly. I don't know. Sorry.
And those dhammas too, the confusion or the hesitation, the doubt, thinking, seeing, aversion, not liking the question. These are all just passing dhammas, but so quickly they're all taken for for me, my confusion, my doubt, my difficulty finding words, my seeing, my hearing, but they're all just passing dhammas. And this is life now. This is what is to be understood because it's now, but each one is gone instantly in a flash. Jan, do you have any further comments for Susan? Otherwise we can pass to Robert's.
Is confusing real? Is it a reality?
Is what a reality?
Confusion, confusion.
Well, it exists at a given moment. Yep.
It's there by condition, isn't it?
Yep, it is there by conditions.
At that moment, it cannot understand anything, isn't it?
That's true.
That's why. Is it you who is confused?
No, there's confusion there.
That's why we learn a little more about the reality which experiences the object with confusion. No one there at all. No understanding of the truth of what is there. Condition that particular reality, confusion. So no matter what is there in a moment, is so real. But there's no understanding of the truth that is conditioned. It's not anyone. It cannot be anyone at all. It's there by conditioned. Can a dog be confused?
Sorry?
A dog, a cat, a bird, a snake.
I have no idea. Maybe.
See?
No idea.
But the truth is the truth. Confusion is real. It depends on conditions. What moment is there? Arising, appearing, and gone. That's why learning about what is there is conditioned to be there, to arise, and gone instantly, no matter seeing or hearing or confusion or what.
Yeah.
Nothing is permanent at all. That's why nothing can be taken for I at all. So it's wrong understanding, taking seeing as I see, hearing as I hear. That is wrong understanding, isn't it? So there can
It
be,
is wrong understanding. Yep, it is wrong understanding. Yep.
and at moment of right understanding, can there be any wrong understanding of that object? Understanding, confusion is real, is no one, but is conditioned by ignorance. No understanding of the truth. It's confused at that moment. There are two kinds of reality. The reality which arises and experiences the object, and the reality which arises but cannot experience anything at all, like hardness, smell, and taste. It cannot be anything at all, because in truth, there must be the way or the doorway to experience what is there. For example, seeing right now without the eye or the eye base, the rupa, the speech rupa, different from hardness, different from sound, because it's the only one rupa, one reality which cannot experience. The word rupa is whatever is there cannot experience anything at all. The I itself, hardness itself, cannot experience anything. So that which impinges on the I base, we may say, visible object or color or no matter what word. It's only that reality which can experience the which can impinge on the eye base. That's all. The eye cannot experience the object, and that which impinges on it cannot experience the object, but there are conditions for seeing to arise, to see only that which impinges on the ibis. Where is it so close? Seeing arises and falls away at the ibis right now and gone. Who knows? So be true to the truth. In order to understand the truth of each word Buddha taught about realities, the truth of reality, like seeing now, is not that which is seen, different reality. That which is seen cannot be anything because it's so very tiny that it can impinge just on the eye base. And the eye base is so very tiny. See? And it conditions a moment, just one moment of seeing and gone. Is it true? No one at all. Learn to understand a little more of each reality appearing. Then it wearing away the idea of self, of something permanent, according to the truth. All dhammas, whatever is real, is conditioned to arise and fall away instantly.
Yeah.
All dhammas are anatta, not anything, not anyone at all. It's just there by conditions and gone instantly. And this is life from birth to death. No one, not, no permanent reality at all. Just
Sorry,
let
Ajahn. Sorry, Ajahn. When Susan raised about confusions, I think the reality in this case more like aversion than doubt. Am I right? Thank you.
it's
Just
gone.
would like to know the reality.
It's gone. So only that which is now appearing can be studied to understand precisely what is what. Because sometimes some realities are so close. It takes very wise attention, very careful attention to understand it, little by little to know. Attachment is not metta. See? That's why who knows whether that moment is conditioned by metta or by attachment. For example, the act of giving, see, with metta or with attachment. That's why, without careful considering, realities cannot be known because it's so short, so instant. That's why we learn to understand it clearer, by little, as the pariyatti, the first round of the Noble Truth. Otherwise, there can never be right understanding of the truth when there is careless attention. Just take it, for example, saddha. See, some takes it as belief, but it's not. That's why study carefully of any reality when it's there, little by little. Like what is seen cannot be anything at all. Just a speck, which is experienced by seeing. How can it be someone or something? So now there is that which is seen. Where are you? Seen. Impossible. Learn to understand the world of truth, the world of understanding, not the world of ignorance, as we found.
So no one can practice, no one can share a reality with another the visible object seen now is quite different from a moment ago, quite different from the visible object that other seeing consciousnesses see. So that's why we talk about the reality now, because that's the only way to understand no one that can do anything, just dharmas. And Liang's question, if there's trying to work out what the reality was that was mentioned a little while ago, yes, what is the reality now? That's always the question. Maybe it's time for Robert too. Thanks for being patient, Robert. Go ahead.
Just while we're on the topic of confusion that Ajahn mentioned, confusion and doubt are the type of realities we don't like, but they're also the ones that still need to be understood. And if they are understood as just conditioned and anatta, then they lose their power over us because they're just as valuable as an object as any other object. So that's worth keeping that in mind. We don't have to be afraid of any of these undesirable objects at all. The other thing I wanted to bring up was there was a mention of meditation and maybe going somewhere to do meditation. And there was a talk by Venerable Dhammadaro when he was in Sri Lanka, and I think Ajahn Sujin, Sarah might have been there too at the same time. And one of the audience suggested, the topic was the ayatanas, the 6 sense bases. And someone in the audience suggested that they'd like to go into Colombo, which was about 12 miles away from where they were having this discussion. And at the meditation center there, they could sit quietly and contemplate at leisure the 6 sense bases, whatever they were, whether seeing and color, sound and hearing, mind and mind objects. And Venerable Dhammadaro said, well, that these objects are arising right now in brief. I'll just read what he said if I can find it. Just a sec. Got it somewhere. Yeah. He said, the meditation center is here. The meeting points are right here, not one ayatana 12 miles out of Colombo. That is just an idea in your head. At the moment that you think there is a meditation center 12 miles away from here, there is a citta which thinks about that idea. That's your ayatana at that moment. That is the activity. That thinking. Without that idea, there's nothing else going on except that thinking about the meditation center somewhere. And if there can be awareness of that citta, you're meditating, or shall we say sati and panya are meditating, but only for a moment. We don't know what will happen next. Perhaps there will be a mango falling on the roof, and then would you be calm or will you jump? Maybe some people here will be very calm, but then they might feel very pleased about it and compare themselves with a man next to them who jumps and thinks, well, I'm calmer than you are. And then at that moment, where are your ayatanas? Well, there is conceit at that moment if you're comparing yourself with another. And he goes on in this vein, explaining that the realities are here and now, as Ajahn was saying. Okay, and yeah, that's basically all I wanted to add to the conversation. Thank you.
Yes, good points. And as we were discussing in another discussion, bhavana, the Pali term bhavana, which is usually translated as meditation, actually means development of understanding. So if there is development of understanding now, a little more understanding of what is real now, seeing now, confusion now, hardness now, this is the beginning of bhavana, not sitting in a particular posture, closing eyes, focusing on a particular object, because that is I trying to be aware, not the natural development of understanding of what appears, what is real right now. The meeting of the ayatanas that Robert was referring to at this very moment.
Yeah, it's true.
And I just add to that the Buddha didn't as far as I know, teach a specific meditation practice. His teachings were mainly a description of the world as it is, as life as it is at this moment, or sometimes as understood by a person with well-developed understanding. So the idea of a specific practice such as Robert just referred to is a particular take on the teaching rather than as something found in the suttas themselves. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I agree with that completely about not needing a special place or having to go somewhere, not having to go on retreat or up to the mountain or somewhere quiet, or
So
that practice is not something that's a separate activity from life.
right.
It's just part of life. But that's, I guess,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Can
all.
we say the moment of awareness and understanding is the practice? And is understanding something that can be practiced? I don't think there's any practice that can bring understanding as such, because the object of the understanding is there at any time.
Yes.
Thanks, Robert. I think another point that just came up from Liang's question, and thank you, Liang, for your question to Ajahn about confusion, whether it was mostly aversion rather than ignorance, I think. Have I got that right? I think it depends. We can't say. Confusion will be what it is for the individual at that time. I think it's fair to suggest or to expect that there is some aversion involved, but aversion is not the ignorance or doubt, and ignorance or doubt are not the aversion. They are separate realities. On the other hand, it's quite likely that it's not the distinction between those different realities is not readily apparent, because understanding is not sufficiently highly developed to know. So much of what is now is the aversion, and so much is the ignorance or doubt. It doesn't matter, because it's not necessary to have to put a label on what is appearing at the present moment. What is appearing is what it is, and if it's a gray area between a mixture of different realities, then that's the sort of that's as it is. So perhaps trying to pinpoint specific realities is not the task at the moment, because then immediately, of course, there's the idea of trying to understand it better than it is being understood. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, John. And thank you, Ajahn, for reminding me about the present Dhamma rather than the past Dhamma.
They can so easily be clinging to the past one, trying to work it out, trying to analyze it. And what is now? Clinging and more confusion at those times. It's gone, it's all gone. And the quote Robert was giving, yes, with Damodara, who was a monk who later disrobed, who was with us in Sri Lanka at that time. And the point about the meditation or the bhavana or the understanding being now, not in a special place, is like the reminder Jan always gives that the world is right now. It's not in a quiet place at another time. It's here and now, the world now of seeing or hearing, confusion, doubt, and it's just the world for a moment when it arises and then gone instantly. So it's always here and now. Are you trying to speak, Ajahn?
Yes, is confusion real?
Would you like to answer, Liang?
Yeah, me or Susan. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah, can it
yeah, it's real. It's
Yeah,
real, Jan.
can it experience anything?
Can it experience anything? Confusion? Not really.
There are two types of reality. One arises and experiences the object, and the other arises but cannot experience any object at all. So what is confusion?
Confused. The one that, oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's the one that can experience
Is
the
it
object.
chitta? Is it chitta?
No, Chitasika.
Cetasika. So
Yeah.
whenever it arises, is there ignorance there? Not understanding, not being able to understand what is it?
Yeah, Ajahn. I think
And when it's confusion, does it like or attach to that? Is there any attachment to that? At the moment of
no.
confusion, can there be aversion with it?
Confused. Aversion. Yes.
It
Sometimes
is
without aversion,
confusing.
sometimes with aversion.
It is confusing, not know what is what. So how can there be aversion or attachment with it?
Oh, yeah, different moment. Yeah.
That's why
Different
we
moment.
that's why we learn about utthaja cetasika
Yeah.
with vicikiccha and ignorance. Is it vicikiccha cetasika?
Yes.
So it cannot arise with attachment or aversion
No.
at all. So it's the cetasika which arises with moha mula citta.
Yes.
Whenever
Correct.
confusion is there, it's moha for sure.
Yes.
No attachment, no aversion at that very moment. That's why we learn to understand there is confusion in a day. No one knows. Take it just I am. Confusion. But in truth, no one. But it's that which experience the object with confusion. So
Yeah.
we learn to understand the truth of citta when it's there, but no name. We don't have to mention any word. But the characteristic of confusion cannot be changed at all. It's not attachment, it's not aversion, because it's that very moment confusing or confusion.
Yeah, correct, Ajahn. But confusing can cause aversion. That's why it's too quick, and I think that it's aversion, but it's not.
That's why each reality condition the other.
Different moments. And what does the confusion experience? Because there was a question about whether it experienced anything. When there's confusion, what does it experience, Liang?
Confusion, what the confusion experience? Because for confusions happening, arising, there must be objects. But
Yes.
the object is unclear because during that time, confusion means that doesn't really know the reality.
No, we're not
to the
talking about
truth.
understanding, but the confusion must experience an object.
Yeah. But
Does it arise with seeing or hearing?
No.
Does it arise with thinking?
Thinking, yeah.
And what is the object of the thinking?
Thinking can be many things. The object of thinking.
When the
Yeah,
thinking arises with confusion, what is the object of the thinking? Is it a reality?
No.
So what is it?
Ipanyate.
An idea. So the object of the confusion is an idea. So it's arising with thinking, experiencing the same object that the thinking thinks about, the idea that the thinking thinks about.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah.
So, Sarah, what you're saying is that confusion can't arise at the sense door?
It can't arise with seeing or hearing or smelling or tasting or touching.
But after that,
it can arise with ignorance, yes. But when we're talking about now I'm confused, the confusion is
that's
the mind door.
That's thinking,
arising with thinking. So
the
confusion is with thinking through the mind or thinking of an idea. Thinking about, I'm not sure what the answer is, but countless moments of thinking with confusion, yes.
Well, there can be confusion about what is being seen or what is being heard, the meaning of what is being said, for example. So it's generally about a situation, a concept.
It's thinking about the meaning, it's thinking about a concept, an idea, or thinking about what was seen or heard.
No, but I'm talking more about doubt as a reality, which I thought it could arise at the sense.
That's different, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, John. Can I clarify? In this case, confusion is ignorant, yeah? Doesn't know.
Well, we can't be precise. There are different realities involved. Ignorance is always there when it's not kusala. So confusion. So we can't just say confusion is ignorance. Obviously, ignorance is involved, and as Ajahn said, there's restlessness there too, vicikiccha.
Udacha is the restlessness, and vicikiccha, the doubt. So it's doubt, there's doubt at that moment, uncertainty with ignorance.
Sorry, Sarah, can you repeat a bit?
So the ignorance can arise with or without vicikiccha, doubt. So when then there's confusion, there's doubt, vicikiccha with the ignorance at that moment. So it's ignorance with vicikiccha, ignorance with doubt.
So confusion
not
is
understanding.
It's not something that a specific reality. It's a term used to describe a combination of different realities. And the feeling that goes with it.
Thank you.
Well, I think Ajahn was stressing the ignorance with doubt in particular. Different from the feeling, and definitely different from the aversion that follows so quickly, as you mentioned, Liang.
And Liang, I think Thanachan was pointing to Udacha and Vicikiccha as being two moha molicitas.
Yeah.
Udacha arises with all akusala chittas. So even at moments of lobha, moments of aversion, there is disturbance, there's restlessness, udacha at each of those moments. So when there's confusion, it's ignorance, but with vichikicha, with doubt, and the udacha is there as always with the doubt. So one more question for Susan. So when, Susan, you talk about practice, or we go to practice, or we practice together, in terms of realities, what is the practice referring to? Sorry, we can't hear you, Susan. Can you unmute, Susan?
There. Yep. Sorry. I don't have any disagreement with the point that was made about and these words are different from exactly what was used, but the fact that practice isn't something that gets done in a certain place or that you have to go somewhere to do, that practice is something that should, and with some of us more so than others, does permeate life. It's about what's happening any one moment, if you're aware of what's happening at that moment, what's taking place. So I have no argument with that at all. None.
As I'm sure you agree.
It's just a way of speaking that we have. It's a way of speaking that we have.
And a way of speaking, of being aware or understanding, but as you also agree,
we're going to do something with friends, you know, instead of doing it alone. Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
And in truth, no one that can be aware, no one that can understand. Yes, because there are just these dhammas arising and falling away. So just a manner of speech.
Yeah, it's a manner of speech, but it's true. It's also true that it is for me, as it is for anyone at a certain point in their practice life, their life. Challenging. There's certainly interest in doing it, but it's challenging to change my way of being and living, to just really, really be aware of the moment and not to try and do anything with that. As you said, not to try to understand it, not to try to this or that, just what is there. Yeah. So that's a challenge because it's a change in operation, and understanding.
And I don't think it's a matter of changing the way of living, but just by considering, reflecting, discussing, the understanding itself develops, no matter what the lifestyle, no matter where, here or there. There are just dhammas arising and falling away. So when the understanding develops, there's less and less the idea of a challenge for me or something to be done, because it's actually like letting go of a burden, and the burden of I that needs to do or practice or be somewhere or share experiences. Always just here and now.
Yep.
Thanks, Susan. It's always good to hear your comments. Let's see if Ajahn has anything else to add, or anyone else.
What's the point of meditation, of practicing?
Is that a question for me?
Yeah, for anyone who practice or who go to meditation center to practice. What's the point of going there, doing there, meditating? What is it? What's the point? Just go there or what?
Well, a sincere answer to that question is to say the point is to be with others on the same path.
Not being alone
And that's it. And that's
in the
it.
meditation
And
room.
that's,
How many people in a room meditate together or what? What
anyway,
is it?
that's the point. That's the point. And I think it doesn't mean that I think necessarily that I have to go there in order to practice.
But when one goes there,
I
why?
like being with those people. It's quite innocent and simple. Sorry.
I think you explained to me earlier, Suzanne, that you went there to be with people who share your interest in understanding the Dhamma.
That's true.
How can there be the understanding of Dhamma while they are together? How can there be the understanding of Dhamma? Not just being there. Is it right? Not just be there to have understanding, but how come the understanding? And understanding what?
So Ajahn is making the point, Suzanne, that being with other people by itself doesn't help with the understanding of the Dhamma. So there has to be some communication, right, between the members of the group that are present.
That's right. That's right. We do communicate with each other. It's true.
By what?
Sorry, I feel at the moment that I'm being challenged for some choice of friendships or choice of going to share an activity with other people.
Like
and
now?
I don't think that that's got any place here, really.
It can be anywhere or anytime.
Yeah.
Sharing Dhamma
I
to the
understand
other.
it can be anywhere or any time.
Yeah.
But it's also okay for me to go and enjoy being with other people
But
who have a similar values and interests.
to understand what?
I didn't say that. Anyway, I'm bowing out.
We are here to have discussion in order to understand the truth. So while going there, the point is sharing, understanding, or what, like now, or not. Because now we don't use the word meditation. So it's different from now when one uses the term meditation, is it? And what is the difference?
So, Susan, I think that Ajahn is not making any comment at all about joining other people to share one's interest in the Dhamma. It's a question of the form that sharing takes. So obviously, when there's discussion and exchange and considering the meaning of the suttas, that is directly studying the teachings. When it
and
goes,
we share about our practice life. that's direct sharing of dhammas also.
Yes, it can be, or it can be
Because
just
the words practice life don't mean that it happens in a box.
right.
It's life.
Could we say just sharing one's understanding of the Dhamma?
We could say that. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
Including one's doubts and queries and uncertainties also, of course.
Asking questions,
Sure.
all those
Yep.
things.
Right.
That's what I think, that's what I've come to experience having good friends in the Dhamma is about.
Yeah. Yes,
For.
very important.
So,
Yeah.
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 And is that practicing?
It depends what you want to know from that.
What is Pali term for that? That one takes it for practicing. What's the Pali term?
Sorry, I didn't totally catch
Ajahn
that.
is asking for the term used by the Buddha in the teachings to refer to what you understand as practice.
I couldn't tell you without looking closely. Yeah, I would have to look to tell you what word the Buddha would use.
I
Sorry,
think the difficulty, Susan, is like we said, if we're talking about bhavana, for example, which means the development of understanding, like you agree, anywhere, anytime, but there has to be the understanding of different realities. Otherwise, what is there to understand? But usually, when people talk about following a practice or going to a special place or going to meditate or closing their eyes, there is the idea of doing something like focusing on an object, being in a particular quiet place, and so on. So it has many different connotations. So this is why she was asking you what you mean by practice or what is practice. And I think I asked that too. So if we talk about sharing the Dhamma with friends, discussing, looking at the sutta, understanding more about the realities, then no matter what we call it, fine. But if we are thinking about concentrating on an object, trying to be aware, needing special conditions like quiet and silence and so on, then it's not the study or the understanding of dhammas or the discussion with friends. So this is just the point, just looking at, because everyone has a different idea of what practice is or what meditation is. And as you agree, no matter what it's called, the understanding has to be here and now. And there must be an interest for you to listen and consider and learn more about different dhammas. Like we talk about confusion now, it's just a dhamma, it doesn't belong to anyone and it's gone. But if there's no considering and reflecting on it, it will always be my confusion or my difficulty or my aversion that Liang referred to. So this is the point of learning more about realities now in daily life, what is seen now, what is heard now, not for anything to be focused on, not for I to concentrate, not for I to close my eyes to try to observe. So it has to be so very natural.
Yeah, thank you. That's really very nicely, very beautifully expressed and clear. And it's true.
It's nothing, nothing personal at all.
No,
whatever words anyone uses.
I have no disagreement with that or no argument with that.
Good.
The fact that the point that you make that that this thing that's called practice, that we do in a certain way, we look like we wear certain clothes and we sit in certain spots at certain times with certain people in certain places, is certainly the way that I learnt about it in the beginning, and a lot of other people did too. Many thousands of people did too, you know. And what I was trying to say to you earlier, but I couldn't express it very well, was that the challenge for me, which I want to take on and which I'm taking on, but it is challenging. I was just making an admission that it's not to change. I don't want to use the word change. To live more, much more with what's happening in any one moment, just with that, is a challenge. It's like breaking any habit.
And it does take a lot of,
we have habits of thinking,
yes,
habits of way we speak about something also. Yeah.
and it does take a lot of courage and a lot of confidence in what is true for the understanding to gradually develop and let go of the idea of self, because there's been so much strong clinging and wrong view about self for lifetimes and lifetimes. So
yes,
it is
exactly.
it does take a lot of courage, and it is
all holds
a
on, you know,
challenge.
clings onto you like some sort of a leash, you know.
Yes, yes.
So,
And can I also suggest that the Buddha didn't really expect that his listeners could live in the present moment continually, because that would indicate rather highly developed awareness and understanding. So as for people like us who are beginners, there cannot be the expectation of a lot of awareness and understanding in a day. And trying to induce, if you like, that by trying to stay focused on the present moment may not be, or what I'm suggesting isn't really what he was teaching. He was teaching the development of the kind of awareness and understanding that arises by unprompted by the individual, if you like, because of having heard the Dhamma, having reflected on it, not in an intentional way, but just out of one's interest in what's been heard, as one does going about one's normal daily life, without expecting there to be suddenly a lot more awareness in a day, awareness and understanding. But for those moments to occur naturally over a period of time, as Sarah said, gradually developing at its own pace, as it were.
Yeah.
And with an object that is not an object chosen by the individual, that the awareness and understanding, as it were, selects its own object.
Thank you.
Right, thanks.
Thanks, Susan. I think you would find that most people here have in the past followed meditation practices and gone to quiet places and focused on object and considered their friends to be others doing the same. So everyone understands, but we so much see the benefit of letting go of the idea of special places, special practices, special focuses, and just letting understanding develop in daily life, no matter in the marketplace or cooking lunch or watching TV, anytime, any place. So everyone would like to share that with others.
But we can keep our friends, can't we?
Of course.
I'm joking.
I'm joking. And we can share with our friends too, if they have an interest to learn more about the truth. And we look forward to meeting some of your friends and others in the next couple of days. Jan, Jonathan and I will be in Melbourne meeting Liang and Susan and Dani and many friends from here. Many Cambodian
That
and
will be
Vietnamese
super
friends.
hot, Sarah. Be careful.
Yes,
Super hot, hotter than now.
super hot
Yeah.
discussions.
Well, we'd be leaving the sharks in Sydney and coming to the hot weather in Melbourne.
It's some kind of a swap, isn't it? Anyway, you're fried down here today. It's 39 or something today.
First flight on Monday morning,
Yeah.
so we'll be there for the afternoon discussion. And does anyone else have any topics they would like to bring up? Zita, would you like to add any comments on any of
Not at the-
Susan's or
no,
other
not-
points? No, yeah.
Not at the moment, thank you.
And Nina or anyone else, anything anyone else would like to bring up?
Thank
Go
you,
ahead,
Sarah.
Nina.
I do. I want to clarify it before going to the question. So, at moment of doubt, Vijay, the Chitta experience thinking, which is also a concept, right?
Chitta experience is an idea. Like,
And okay, the concept.
is this right? An idea, yes. So the thinking experience is the idea, and the vicikiccha and doubt accompany the thinking, which thinks about that idea. Yes. Actually, many moments of thinking to think about, is this right? Countless moments of thinking with doubt and vicikiccha. Yes.
I see. Thank you. So, my question, because last week we discussed about Chaitana, which is okay, Chaitana that are divided in two functions. One is Sahachita Kama Chaitana, and the other one is Nana Kanika Kama Chaitana. And in order to identify those, saying this, not that we have a thought of wanting to identify it, but we say that the Chaitana that produces results are the type, which is Nana Kanaka Kama Chaitana. But these results that we mentioned, can it be known in order to distinguish? It's just understanding further.
So, like you said, karma is Chaitana, Chaitasika, and Chaitana arises with every Chitta in life at moments of seeing and hearing and other Vipaka Chittas. It just has the function of coordinating the Chitta and other Chaitasikas to experience their object. At moments of kusala or akusala, no matter slight kusala or strong kusala, slight akusala, strong akusala, as well as coordinating the chitta and chaitasikas, it wills the kusala or akusala dhammas to arise. And if that kusala or akusala is very strong, if the chaitana is very strong, for example, if it's strong enough for the akusala to lead to deeds or speech that harms the other, it can bring results later. Only if and when those results come about, is that referred to as nanakanika karma pachya, the karma that brings the result later. Seeing now, hearing now, are the results of karma. We have no idea what karma in the past conditioned the seeing or hearing now, and it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. The Buddha said one would go crazy, go mad trying to work it out. It doesn't matter. It may be the karma that conditioned birth when there's a seeing of a pleasant object now, who knows? Or it may be completely different karma. It doesn't matter. But it's a result of some karma. And at the moment that the vipaka, the seeing or hearing, arises, that chaitana in the past had the function of nana, kanika, karma, pachya. It was that particular condition that brought the result. That's all. We don't need to try to think about what karma or when,
Okay.
because it can't be known.
I understand. So why isn't Lokatra Kama condition Lokatra moment?
So at the moment of enlightenment, the Magga Chitta, immediately the Chaitana with that Magga Chitta brings its result instantly. The Pala Chitta, the fruition Chitta, follows immediately. It's the only time that the result follows instantly. So the Magga Chitta, 2 or 3 Magga Chittas are followed instantly by the Pala, the fruition Chitta.
Okay. So
That is the Vipaka.
So the Chaitana that comes together with the Makachita is
Yes.
the Kana Kama Chaitana.
And in that case, the Pala Chitta follows instantly. So it's not a delayed result. It brings its result immediately.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. That will be all for my question. Thank you.
And when there is the enlightenment on becoming an arahat, no more new karma. So no more kusala chittas arise, only kiriya chittas which cannot bring results. And
Yes.
so at the end of life, no more results at all.
Yes, that one I know.
Okay. Just a little time, so let's see what Ajahn would like to.
Makhachitta and Palachitta, not at the same moment. Is that right?
Yes, Ajahn.
So different moment. The Chetana, which arises with Makhachitta, condition the next moment, not the same moment. But so instant, different from other kind of karma. The immediate result is there, while the other Chetana arises as karma cannot produce us instant result as Lokuttara Kusala.
Yes, Ajahn.
So it's not Nana Kanaka because it's not delayed, it's not later. It's the only occasion and when it can be immediately following.
It depends on words, but the truth cannot be changed, right? Instant result, no gap, no other chitas in between. But it is different moment from the karma which condition the result.
Yes, Ajahn.
So I don't think she was suggesting it was at the same time, but it was.
Different moments, yes.
I think you appreciated from the start it was different moments. Yes.
Thank you.
Maeve, anything else you would like to bring up or ask Ajahn or mention? More dramas in Victoria, more heat waves and all passing downs, as Ajahn was saying.
Yes, indeed, Sarah. It just seems a little more intense or concentrated, but like you say, it's still all dramas, and it's good to recollect that, I think, by way of addressing some of the anxiety and concern around possibilities. I think it's probably a little bit late for me to raise this question, but I might just begin it because it was just recently, hearing another person's voice, I'm immediately, without seeing them, I immediately recognized who it was. And that led me to think about how, when we think about the persistent tendency to take everything for self, it does seem as if the information that comes through all the senses, not just through the eye door or the ear door, but through all the senses, helps to consolidate that idea of atta. Maybe it was just a glimpse of how very very deep and very multi-level, multi-dimensional the process of constructing the idea of self, of someone and something is, because it is being constantly reinforced by sense experiences. I wonder if you might just like to comment on that.
Just pass it to Ajahn, so just a few minutes.
Yes,
Ajahn?
and maybe take it up next time. That would be fine. Thank you.
Isn't it the function of Sanya Chitasika, not anyone else?
Yes. But it's like multiple memories.
Just like now, as soon as the seeing arises, what is saying so many different things at once. How come? Just aspect of the reality which impinge on the eye base is known only that at one moment, in a moment only. How many moments to be Kunmev or someone with the other things around? See, instantly. That's why there is aswa, all the unknown between the multiple million and million moments of experiencing an object right now. It seems like in a moment, but in truth, how many moments?
Well, only one at a time.
So
But I think that's what I was that I was describing, Ajahn. Sometimes the depth of asawa becomes a little clearer. That it does, and it seems very challenging to penetrate.
it just shows how much understanding has to be developed to eradicate asava, even it's so very subtle.
Yes, indeed. I'm sorry. I'm happy to take this up at another time because we are running out of time. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ajahn.
สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ
Sadika.
ครับท่านอาจารย์ค
ส
รับ
วัสดีครับท่านอาจารย์สวัสดีครับ
Thank you very much อาจารย์ สวัสดีค่ะ Bye bye Sarah and John. See you
Looking forward
soon.
to seeing
Bye bye
you in
See you
everyone.
very
Melbourne
soon,
tomorrow.
Liang, and
Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Susan, and some of you, yes, and see you all next week or before. See you soon,
สวัสดี
darling.
ค่ะอาจารย์
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.
And have a very good trip,
Thank you
Jonathan and
อาจารย์
Sarah.
Yes,
everyone
thank you.
Take care.